In today's video, we're going to be talking about what's new in CloudBees CI 2.289.3.2. Are you new here? If you are, welcome. And if you are new here, you don't know who I am. My name is Darren Pope, and I'm a developer advocate for CloudBees. On Wednesday, July 28, 2021, CloudBees CI 2.289.3.2 was released. If you haven't had a chance yet to watch the What's New in Jenkins LTS 2.289.3, go take a look at that right now, because in that video, I was able to talk with Mark Waite about a lot of the changes that happened within that release and how to prepare for the next release coming at the end of August. So if you've never taken a look at the release notes in the past, let me show you how to do it. We're going to start at docs.cloudbees.com. We are going to hover over Documentation, click on CI, and then on the left nav, click on the documentation link and go down to Release Notes. As you scroll down here, you'll see that the latest release was released on July 28th, and since that point, there has also been one revision made. Let's jump into the traditional platforms, and then we'll come and take a look at the specific changes that happened in modern. So taking a look at full release notes for traditional platforms. Let's scroll down here a little bit. We'll come back to the critical issues at the end of the video. In this release, we've introduced configuration as code for the Operations Center. Up until this point, we've had configuration as code, or CASC, for controllers. But right now, with this release, the ability to configure your Operations Center as code is now in preview mode. Also as a new feature, even though it was in preview before, it's now considered to be generally available, and that is using CASC for bundle inheritance. This was where you could have a parent bundle, and then you could just set up child bundles, and all of the other items would be inherited from that parent. Now, there were a number of other resolved issues within this release, but one of the ones that I want to call out specifically is the one that's related to Slack. And I'm going to look it up here. New Slack app integrations did not work. So there was a change in February 2021 to where the Slack app no longer supported a token query parameter. That's been fixed with this release. So if you've had issues with the Slack integration that CloudBees provides, now you should be able to go ahead and start using that again. Let's go over to our modern release notes and call out one item there that is different and it only applies to modern. So what I'm going to do is I am going to search for it, and it's specifically for hibernation. And this only applies if you're using GitHub as your SCM, but there was a redirect that was occurring. And what happened is there was an invalid redirect URL that was missing a slash. Since the slash wasn't there, it wasn't working as expected with hibernation. So now that the slash is there, hibernation works again. Let's scroll back up to the top of modern, because this critical that I sort of glossed over at the top of the traditional is the same here on modern. And all of this is based around the removal of the Apache Commons digester from the Jenkins core. Now, since CloudBees CI is built on top of Jenkins LTS, this also affects CloudBees CI. And if you haven't watched that conversation that I had with Mark Waite about 289.3, we got deep into what this change actually means. Now, our details here talk about the August release will include a change that removes digester from Jenkins core. Now, if you're using any kind of plugins that are not part of the CloudBees Assurance Program, or CAP, you're going to need to test to make sure they work. Also, if your company produces Jenkins plugins that you don't distribute, but you use them internally, you're going to want to test those plugins against a Jenkins weekly of 2.302 or higher to make sure that that plugin still works and does not have a dependency on that Commons digester that is included in every release from 3.0.1 down. For more details about this, there is a knowledge base article that's the Common Digesters Library Removal. So let's open this up in a new tab. And what you'll see here is that there is a Groovy script that you could run inside of Script Console to help you determine if you have any plugins that are known to have a dependency on that built-in Commons digester. The link to this knowledge base article obviously is in release notes, but I'll also include it in the description of this video. So as you're preparing to get ready for the next release that's coming in August, here's what I'd recommend doing. take a backup of your existing Jenkins controller. Number one, take that backup. Then upgrade all of your plugins on your controller. Once you've done that, everything seems to be working, take another backup. That way you have a backup before upgrading all of your plugins, and then you also have a backup after you've upgraded your plugins. That way, if you've got problems, you've got two safe places potentially to go back to. And in preparing for this next August release, which will be based on the Jenkins LTS, which is based on 2.302, you should have good confidence that when CloudBees CI comes out, you'll be ready for that upgrade. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter at CloudBeesDevs. If this video was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to CloudBees TV yet, why not? Take a moment, click on that subscribe button, and then ring that bell, and you'll be notified anytime there's new content available on CloudBees TV. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.